Hey guys! So today I thought I would do a video all about my favourite MAC products. Now I used to do these videos back in the day, a few years ago, where I used to talk about my favourite or best and worst products from each brand. And I thought I would do that again today with MAC. And I want to know what you guys think. Do you like this kind of video where I talk about just one brand and like my top picks from that brand? Would you prefer if I include worst products as well? I haven't in this video because I don't really have any MAC products at the moment that I really don't like that. And I feel like your favourites do change over time. Some of them are like cult classics. Some of these products I've liked for a long time. But yeah, let me know what you guys think anyway. So the reason why I chose MAC to do it with, couple of reasons. It's not sponsored. There's like been a couple of comments on some of my videos recently as well, saying like is the video like this is obviously sponsored if I'm like doing it with a certain brand or on a trip with a brand. I will always tell you guys if I am doing something sponsored. I will always tell you, so don't worry about that. This video is not sponsored anyway. I feel like that turned into like a rant. No, I will always tell you guys 100%. Like there's no way I wouldn't tell you, so like please don't worry about that. So there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to do it. Firstly, because MAC are the brands that I most associate with like starting YouTube and this kind of video of like my favourite makeup products. When I first started YouTube, everybody would just talk about MAC. Like it was all about MAC. I don't know if you guys, how long you've all been watching, but I started nearly 8 years ago and back then it was just like everyone was crazy for MAC. So that's the first reason why I was like, I'm gonna do this again and see if you guys like it and I'm going to do it with MAC. Second reason is because I've recently collaborated with MAC. If you guys haven't heard yet, I've been talking about it like everywhere. If you haven't seen me talking about it yet, I'm doing my own lipstick with MAC in April. Oh my god, like the hashtag MAC X Fleur de Force is actually a hashtag that exists. That blows my mind. And so I've been spending a lot of time with them recently and rediscovering a lot of their products, and they've given me a lot of products recently that I've discovered, and I don't know, I feel like part of the process has made me fall in love with MAC all over again and like a lot of the old products that I haven't used in a while. So yeah, I just thought I would make this video and talk about some of my favourite products, if that all makes sense. And yeah, there definitely will be another favourite joining this whole crew when my lipstick comes out in April, which I can't actually believe that. I'm going to start off with the most kind of boring one, which is the blot film. This is my favourite blot film. I've tried cheap ones, I've tried like more expensive ones because MAC's still expensive. But this is definitely my favourite. Comes in a pack of 30. I really like the packaging, even though it is like still like paper and it, you know, it's not going to last that long, but you get through them anyway, so you don't really need it to. But I just love these. They're the blue ones. They're not powdery. They just kind of like absorb oil in just the right way. They don't have any residue on them, so they don't make you cakey at all. They just like absorb the oil and then you can powder and or like touch up your makeup or whatever, and they're just so good. So compact, perfect, keep them in your handbag. My favourite blotting films from MAC. The other stuff that I wanted to talk about, blushes. I really love MAC blushes. There are a lot of ones I like, but I have two favourites. The first one is Warm Soul, which is this one. I just feel like this is the most flattering blusher. It's one of their mineralised blushes. And I actually don't really like the pack. They changed the packaging a few years ago and I really liked the old packaging for these. Anyway, but yeah, so I love the formula of this. I love the colour. It's just like a perfect kind of rosy, peachy kind of colour, but it has like a gold tone to it that's just so flattering. If you are very fair or like my kind of skin tone, this is just such an amazing everyday blush and I would 100% recommend it. If you're a bit darker, it's probably a bit pale. But it's just so wearable and flattering and warming and just gorgeous on the skin. Love that. And then my other favourite is the Cremeblend blush. And this is something special. The name is something special, but the texture is also something special. So something special is a really gorgeous kind of peachy pink colour. Love it. But what I really love about this is the texture. So it's more about the actual like Cremeblend blush formula than anything else. It's just like the perfect cream blusher in terms of what I look for in a cream blusher. I don't love the cream to powder ones because the reason why I use a cream blusher is either for layering or for the beautiful kind of dewy finish. Problem is with the beautiful dewy finish, a lot of the time you'll put it on and it won't actually stay on. Whereas with these ones, it has the perfect balance of like staying power and kind of like gorgeous, kind of glowy, flushed cream blush looking cheeks. So I feel like this is like my perfect cream blush. Anyway, so yeah, love that. And this is the old packaging, which I love. I love this packaging. It's like, I don't know, just brings back memories for me. And then for mascaras, I feel like this year I've become a massive fan of MAC mascaras. I was never like crazy about them. I've had a few favourites over the years, but when they brought this one out, which is I think it's called the In Extreme Dimension, there are a couple of versions of it. I'll put in the info bar like links to everything and like the exact names because it's confusing. I feel like it doesn't have the name on the packaging, which really confuses me. But this mascara is so good. It's one of those mascaras that kind of does it all. So it's like the length and the volume, yes, got it, great. It makes your lashes look amazing, but it also just stays on. Like, this stuff does not budge. It's so long lasting, so good, absolutely love it. And then another one, which is a more recent discovery, is the Upward Lash. I didn't even know this existed. This is the one that comes in the packaging that looks like a giant MAC lipstick, which I saw this and was like, ah, novelty, I loved it. But it's also like the most intensely volumizing mascara ever, which you wouldn't think because it has the tiniest little brush and it's a rubber wand as well, which normally I prefer like natural bristle wands. Both of these are rubber wands, strange for me, but I really like them. And it just, yeah, so much curl, so much volume. Like, if you like your lashes to be like, bam, lashes there, try this because it's really good. And then an eyeliner favorite from MAC, the Feline Kohl Power. This is like one of my classic favorites. So I think I first used this like maybe 2010, love it. If you're looking for an eyeliner that you want to put on your waterline, it stays and it doesn't move, this isn't for you. This stuff is smudgy as hell. Like, you put it on and it will smudge for about a mile, but it's so black. It's so smudgy. Like, if you want to really like get in there, I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can basically like, it just blends so well. You can basically just smoke it out. It's the best eyeliner for doing like smoky eyes, messy, kind of like rock chick eye looks. This is what you need in your life. So good. And then for eyeshadows, I feel like MAC eyeshadows are really tricky because they do every single colour under the sun. I love their formulas, absolutely love them, but I find the individual shadow pots quite tricky, so I tend to go for either the curated palettes that you can buy the colours in the pans and put them in yourself, or like the bigger palettes. So I feel like with MAC eyeshadows, I could definitely reel off a list of names that are my favourites and that have been my favourites over the years. Naked Lunch, Omega, Carbon, Woodwinked, like all of those like classic kind of back in the day colours that I love from MAC. Instead of doing that, I've chosen one favourite paint pot, which is genuinely like something that if you're looking for something new in your makeup bag or like a classic MAC product that you must try because it's so good, I would 100% recommend it's Groundwork paint pot. I feel like this is such a good colour because for pretty much most skin tones, unless you're super dark, this is going to be awesome because if it's a similar colour to your skin tone, it's the most amazing base. It works as an amazing base for lighter skin tones too as well. So like, I wear it as a base under eyeshadow, but I can also wear it like as almost just like a contoured eye look. If you're super pale, it would look like even more intense, but it's just like a really good neutral, boring brown cream eyeshadow that is actually so useful and amazing and lasts a really long time. I use this, just apply it on my lids with a fluffy brush and just blend it out and just wear it on its own, and it just adds kind of depth and dimension to your eyes, or you can use it as a base and it'll help your eyeshadows last longer. So I feel like Groundwork is just, it's just really good, very good basic to have in your makeup stash if you don't have it already. And then for palettes, like this is actually a really new release and it's limited edition, so I don't know if you can still get it because I think it came out in January, but it's so bloody good. Like, really, it is so good. This is the Harrods limited edition palette that, like I said, came out in January. I feel like they sell a few of these like pre-laid out, like they used to be like the pro palettes, but now you can just buy them from MAC counters and they sell them like already done. They sell like the warm neutral and the cool neutral ones as part of their like everyday selection, and I actually don't like them because in my opinion they're all really similar. Those palettes are all like quite mid-tones and pales, there's not enough darks. This palette for me covers every single base. Like, if I was on a desert island and I could pick like one palette to use the rest of my life, I feel like it would be this palette or a palette like this, because it kind of just has everything. You know what I mean? Like, you have like matte black and matte really dark brown, slightly warmer brown. You have like some really pretty metallics, but there's also like a lot of mattes. Like, this whole middle row is matte. These three are matte. Like, you have everything in this palette. You've got like peachy tones, you've got like a really nice like champagne-y, like shimmery one if you want it. You've got like the red kind of like coppery tone if you want that. But I feel like it's just so diverse. Seriously, this is like the best MAC palette ever. Why don't they make this non-limited edition? Come on, MAC. Because It's so good. So moving on to the lipsticks, there's something about MAC lipsticks that it just gets me. Like, I love MAC lipsticks. There's nothing quite like a fresh MAC lipstick. When you first open it, the smell is amazing. They do basically every single colour. The packaging has a really satisfying click to it as well, which is the small things in life that make that like extra special. But yeah, MAC lipstick is basically like my favourite product from MAC. So what I've done in this video is basically pick out 9 colours. It was unintentional in terms of the number. I just picked out my most worn and favourite colours to show you guys. And it ended up being 9. So I'm just going to talk through them. A lot of them are similar, kind of in the same colour family, but that's because that's what I wear, as you guys will know if you watch me a lot. So the first 2 colours are both from the Liptensity range, which is their one that they launched in September last year. And these are... I don't like the packaging as much as the original packaging, but it's actually quite useful because it shows you the colour of the lipstick on the outside. Having said that, these are both nearly the same colour on the outside, so it doesn't actually make it that useful for these 2. But these 2 are Dough, which is a really good nude because it's not too pale. It's like a very kind of flattering, deeper nude tone that actually is not that deep. It looks darker on my hand than I feel like it appears on my lips, but I feel like it's a really good nude colour. And again, the formulation of these, I find them to be similar. They're almost like halfway in between an amplified and a Cremesheen, I find. And my other one is my favourite, which is Smoked Almond, which is like a deeper, rosy kind of nude tone. Really flattering. These are super, super pigmented and really long wearing. So if you want like a comfortable, long wearing everyday lipstick, these are so, so good. They're my 2 favourite colours from that range. And then I have 3 colours that are really similar. And I was like, do I include all of these? Like, it seems a bit repetitive, but actually yes, because even though these are quite similar, I still feel like I need all 3 of them, and I wear all 3 of them a lot. They are Brave, Patisserie, and Modesty. So they're all quite similar. I'm going to get them all out and show you them next to each other. That's what they look like next to each other in the bullet, which yes, they do look similar, but when I swatch them, you'll see the difference. So the first one is Modesty, which is a little bit more mauvey, and I think this is probably like my most worn kind of day-to-day MAC lipstick. And again, this is a Cremesheen, which is my favourite formula because it's just comfortable, pigmented, and has like a nice kind of like sheeny, glossy finish to it. Modesty is awesome, and if you're a similar kind of skin tone to me, I feel like you need Modesty in your life. Patisserie is a little bit more like peachy, and it's a little bit less pigmented. It's a Lustre finish, so it's like, it still has the shimmer, but it's definitely like a lot more sheer, so you can build the coverage up, like the opacity up, but you, at the same time, like it's still quite, like it's a little bit more of a subtle lipstick. And then Brave is a little bit more pink. This is probably my most recent discovery actually in terms of like nude MAC lipsticks. Brave is a little bit more like mauvey, pinky toned, and it's also a satin finish, so it's almost like it has a lot less of a sheen to it. So I feel like even though these are quite similar, you still need all 3 because they're different enough, if you get what I mean. And then the next 4 are more like colour-based lipsticks. The first one is less bright. I've only got 1 bright lipstick in the whole of this because I don't wear bright lipsticks on a day-to-day basis, but I feel like this is like enough colour to warrant being like a colour as opposed to a nude. This is Syrup, which is actually what I'm wearing at the moment. So it's a very like mauvey toned. It's fairly similar to Brave, which I just showed you. It's a little bit more like purpley, if that makes sense. And again, this is Lustre, so it's not quite as pigmented as Brave, but it's like definitely more of like a statement colour, I would say. Really love that. Who am I kidding? It's not a statement colour, like it's not bright red, but it's like, it's gorgeous. I love Syrup. I've been through about 3 of those. And then my other favourite, which is like in the same kind of vein, but a bit brighter and counts more as a colour, is Fanfare. Again, this is Cremesheen, so like one of my favourite finishes, but it's a bit more kind of like bright. Packs a little bit more of a punch. Kind of a girly colour, it's a little bit more pink. Yeah, love Fanfare. And then the final 2 are a little bit more statement. The first one is Whirl, which I realise is definitely still in like the neutral family, but it's a bit darker. Like for my skin tone, this is quite a dark brown. It's like that matte kind of 90s lip look. And I always get questions whenever I wear this. I don't wear it as often as the others, but when I do wear it, I always get asked about it because it is a really beautiful colour. Because it's brown, but it still has like a nice warmth to it. It's not like dead brown, and it's not I don't know, it's still like a flattering, nice colour on the lips, and I really like it, and I always get questions about it. Oh, also with Whirl, the matte finish, like the MAC matte, I feel like is a comfortable matte. If we're talking Riri, which is my next one, which is the retro matte finish, is when you get into the like the very dry, uncomfortable matte situation, which I love for this lipstick, but I don't love for all of my lipsticks. I will explain more, but the Whirl matte formula is really nice, like still very, very wearable, but not too drying. So Riri Woo is MAC's, this is something I learned actually when I went and picked the colour for my lipstick that's coming out. Riri Woo is like their #1 best-selling product. They sell a lot of these. And I know why, because they're like, it's basically the best red lipstick ever. Like, it is the best bright red colour ever. The retro matte formula, yes, it's dry. Yes, it's like a pain to put on. It takes a little bit of patience to put it on because it is dry. It's like almost like a cakey texture, but it stays on like nothing else. It's so matte, like it looks beautiful and it really lasts. You might need to update it in terms of like your lips getting dry and you needing to like take a bit off and then top it up again throughout the day if you're wearing it like all day, but it just stays on. You don't have to worry about your hair catching in it and it like smudging on your face or it like transferring on your lips or whatever. It just doesn't move. So that's why it's part of my kind of favourite MAC products. So yeah, there are all my MAC lipsticks, my babies. I love them. There's going to be one more joining them in April when my MAC lipstick comes out, which on a side note, like without you guys, that would not be happening. And I'm fully aware of that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. It's so exciting and I can't wait to share it with you. I still can't share it with you, even though I have 2 of them in my possession and it's really exciting. I'm gonna stop talking about it now because it's not out till April. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more like this, if you want to see different brands. Obviously, I'm not gonna keep making MAC ones, but like what brands you want to see, if you want to see more of them. And if you want to see like the best and worst together, let me know if you like that. I feel like I do have to sometimes scrape the barrel for that because I'm more careful about what I try now, as opposed to like the early days of YouTube. I was like, I'm gonna try everything that looks cool. And then obviously you discover a lot of bad products. Now I read like 10 reviews before I buy anything. So yeah, I don't know. I'm waffling. I'll let you guys get on. Hope you're having an amazing day. If you're not already subscribed, please click that button. It would make my day. And I'll see you hopefully very soon. Bye.